God is love. You know, I just recently watched a video on YouTube called God is Love. Well, it's called Our God is Love. It was a hillbilly song. You know, usually I don't get on, you know, videos like this and comment back and forth. And I saw they were going back and forth with a friend of mine. And I decided to, you know, I didn't want to jump in right away, but there's something in the video that made me think. You know, it was all positive video. It was completely positive, all good stuff. And that's what made me mad. It's like, well, if God is love, then he's also murder and hate and evil. And he's also dying, starving children. He's cancer. You know, he's all the horrible things in the world. And I noticed that none of these great inspirational videos, like God is Love, ever mention these things. Now, at first you think, oh, they're just pointing out the good things of religion, blah, blah, blah. Well, no, this can be actually quite harmful. You know, you're not giving everyone the facts. So, if someone had no idea about God and watched that video, he's going to think, oh, he's all good. And then later on, he's going to figure out that, well, he's not all good. You know, my grandma, she was a great person. She just died of cancer. You know, if God is everything, then that wasn't good. You know, this was a good woman who died a horrible death. That can't be good. And then you have people who are angry. You know, and there's other reasons that it's harmful. Let me give you an example. Say if I wrote a book or made a video called Hitler is Love. Hitler is Love. And I made it all positive. And, you know, Hitler was a great artist, and he was the world's greatest motivator. And he loved his followers, and his followers loved him, and he treated his followers really good. And, you know, if you did follow him, if you did love him, he treated you so good. All right? And I went on and on about this. You know, someone who didn't know about Hitler might think, oh, this is a great guy. You know, this is a great guide. And now they are establishing an idea of this person. You know, this person is good. Then they're going to start learning about the bad stuff. You know, people are going to argue, oh, Hitler wasn't good because of the Holocaust and because of this. And, well, that person already started out liking this person, so naturally he's going to defend him. Now, this is just like if if someone grew up believing in God and someone tried to convince them that their God was evil. Same thing. They wouldn't be convinced right away. It would take a lot. It's the same thing. You know, I try to tell people about this who want to say that God is all good. I try to tell them, oh no, what about all the murdering and blah, blah, blah. And they are at the point where they ignore it. And I bet you this person who started out thinking Hitler was a good person would do the same thing. You would tell him, oh, the Holocaust. He'd be like, well, he only did this because he was Christian. He believed that's what Jesus wanted. You know, he was doing it for the good of humankind. That's what he thought. So, basically, he was doing good. He was just doing it the wrong way. He wasn't that bad. You know, you could argue that he wasn't that bad. Of course, we know the difference. You know, he was crazy. But, see, that's where it gets really harmful. Because it's the same thing. They'll deny fact. They will look away at fact. They'll take these horrible things that someone has done and, you know, water it down until it's not so bad. And people do this with God. And it's the same thing why these videos of God is love are bad. Because you're not teaching these people the bad things about God. You're not letting them get a fair view of God. You're trying to convince them that he's only good. And forget about the bad. Don't worry about that. That's just his plan. But you forget, if God has the divine plan, that's everything mapped out where he already knows what's going to happen, then he is responsible for everything. You can't say that Satan is responsible for all evil because God made Satan. God made Satan do the things he did. So teaching, yes. just saying God is love and not going into any of the bad parts it's harmful. If, these people really believed in God, they could explain these bad things. They could say God is love because of this, but he's also hate because of this. Give reasons. Don't try to hide it. Don't try to ignore the fact that, God is love, but at the same time, 10,000 children just died of starvation, because that's not love. That's torture. That's horrible. And you're not teaching these people. So, next time you want to say God is love, God is everything. Why don't you say God is murder, rape, cancer, AIDS, losing your keys, waiting in line, hemorrhoids. Yeah, God is all of that. If you really want to not be harmful to humankind, which I think you are when you ignore real facts like all the horrible things God does, then mention these things and come up with reasons why he did them. That will help. That will help anyone searching for God, anyone that's questioning their belief in God, to find an answer. When you just tell them, God is good, God is love, they're going to think you're crazy. They're going to think, wow, he's not thinking about my grandma that just died of cancer, even though, no, she dedicated her life to donating everything, giving, and taking care of everyone else. She did no sins, but she died a horrible, long death of cancer. See, it's confusing. It's harmful. Thank you for joining me on one of my videos. This one was more just a rant. Felt like ranting. Rant. I have another one that's coming up pretty soon. It's going to piss some people off. Check it out.